guys. Final surprise build right before the new year rolls around. I thought it only appropriate to give you one more build this year. Technically, it's 3. So here we have the Colt 1911. The most famous handguns ever made, served in both World Wars, the Vietnam War, and infinitely more, let's be real. Chambered in 45 ACP. This handgun is quite, well, mechanically simple, but its design has stood the test of time. It's honestly surprising just how well this thing holds up even in Lego form. In fact, this build is different than usual because I actually had a hands-on reference. This is fake, yes, but it is functionally identical to the real one, so that's pretty handy. But it really helped with everything, and you will see just how accurate this thing is as this video goes on. So first off, removable magazine. Magazine release doesn't actually work because I couldn't really fit it into the magazine or the grip. But on the bright side, everything is 1-to-1 scale. Magazine's a little smaller than the real one, as you can see, but it is about the same length, which is crazy. So that's quite nice. Slide moves, exposing the round barrel. Slide lock, lets you see through the grip, and you can see the magazine being inserted. And the coolest part about this pistol, remove the slide lock, and it disassembles just like the real one. Crazy. Here you can see better how the hammer is attached. You can see the magazine and area for the guide rod. Area of the guide rod. This actually can fit a spring, but the only spring I had was too small, so I had to make this rubber band operated like usual. But something that is spring operated is the grip safety. On the real one, you gotta press this down, otherwise you can't pull the trigger. There's no actual trigger connection because this trigger is always locked up because, there isn't much room. This is 1-to-1 scale, so some things had to be sacrificed. Like the safety also doesn't really do anything. But I mean, hey, other than that, this is, everything's recreated. The grooves on the side to make it easier to get a good grip. The firing pin and hammer, the sights. Every little detail was taken into account for. This even has the same little plunger on the real one. Had to be scaled down slightly since Lego's not as thin as metal. But, crazy, right? Holding these side by side, I really felt like I was, dual-wielding handguns. Keep in mind, this is not a perfect model, because this is a busted airsoft gun. But, come on. That's freaking cool, right? The only thing that I can think of that would be cooler is dual-wielding Lego ones. Here we have an AMT Hardballer 1911. Silver and black, rather than gray and brown. And this was, actually still kind of difficult to make, due to the fact that not all the same pieces in dark gray exist in light gray. However, it's still crazy close. Got the functioning grip safety. This one applies a little more stress on the grip, so don't squeeze too hard while the magazine is taken out. Once again, hammer removes, hits the firing pin in the back. Grooves on the slide. Slide locks, so you can see through the grip. And, of course, just like on the previous one, you can disassemble it just the same way as the real one. Here's actually how the slide lock is made. It's using a Technic pin, a stud on one side, these little 1x1 tiles with a bar on top, and a stud, as well as one of these 1x3 axles with a stud on top, to actually be able to fit it, due to the fact that this is, like I said, 1-to-1. The cutouts on the slide and receiver are in the exact same spot as the real deal. Yeah. The sights on this one are different because I wanted to change them up a bit, just for some variety, so I went with things closer to Glock sights. bit bigger, a bit quicker to acquire a target with. But this is not the end of this. We have a third one, a golden pistol, because it's been a while. It looks like it's made of cheese because that's how my golden pistols all look. But yeah, a golden 1911 for all you high prestige players who went and got every achievement, I guess. This one had to be a lot more different due to the fact that my yellow piece selection is very limited, so we had to change up the slide a bit. Not too much overall. Sights are once again different, but they're closer to the first ones. Hammer moves. Grip safety didn't fit a spring in here, just because I ran out of springs. But, I mean, it doesn't matter too much. This one's already the least stable one by far. However, I thought it'd be appropriate to make a gold pistol to end the year. Magazine looks like Swiss cheese. Gave it a nice big base plate, and made the bullet golden as well. Well, actually, technically the other ones are closer because they use pearl gold, but, you know, overall, matches better with the color scheme of the gun. And I think it's really funny. However, this is not all. I showed how the gun field strips just like the real one. Pull it back, move this into the cutout there, pull out the slide lock, and then, you know, take the barrel out. We have a new slide. That's right, we have a shortened slide for the original 1911 for more of like a compact build. Quick. There we go. And, you know, just shortened it by 5 studs, made it more angular in the back to save on pieces and to increase stability. Sights, once again, are different. Front notch and little rear piece with claw hand. However, we're approaching something very famous. And to do that, I just need to swap out the grips, which can be done pretty easily, all things considered. Not the easiest, but we have to do this one at a time, otherwise the grip will fall apart. Yeah, here you can see internal mechanisms in this weird angle that I built at to make the actual grip angle as realistic as possible. Here's grip number 1. And grip number 2. And now we have a light shining in darkness from Fallout New Vegas, Joshua Graham's pistol. You know, for whenever you need to deliver some biblical level justice on the Mojave. And it feels quite nice to have this thing in my hands, like, you know, killing... I don't even know how many birds we're killing with one video, but dude, I'm telling you, they're freaking extinct now. Heck, this also isn't the only other slide I made. As you can see, we have the Hardballer, and now we have the Terminator slide for the AMT Hardballer. Pull out the safety, pop in the new slide. This one actually has more travel length due to the fact that it's so freaking huge. Yeah. Pop in slide lock. This one's a bit more, like, clunky of a slide to use just because of how long it is, so it sometimes will get a little stuck. Sights are once again different due to the fact they have a top groove, so I decided to go for some competition style sights. Not actually adjustable, but try to make them look like they could be. This one, surprisingly stable considering how much weight is up front, but this slide is twice the length of the shortened slide, which, dude, holding these two side by side feels so wrong, but also so right. Yeah, 45 Longslide, no custom laser sighting. However, we do have a red dot sight. Can't actually be attached to this slide. It doesn't have any studs to put it on. The original slide does pop off the rear iron and yeah, throw it on and just take the original pistol. Hey, would you look at that? Quite nice. However, this is the least stable red dot I've ever mounted. I mean, hey, still looks cool to have it on there, and it won't fall off from slide usage. It will spin a bit, so overall, not that practical. However, something that is a bit more practical is this flashlight I have. So, you know, just take it, mount on the 2 studs that have been conveniently on the bottom of every single 1911, and would you look at that? Left 4 Dead. Well, the first one specifically. Quite nice. This was actually one of the first attachments I made for the 1911. You know, for this set of them. And I think it looks pretty good, using a lighter yellow than the regular yellow, just to try and make a flashlight, because I can't actually fit a light brick into this tiny little design. But, on the bright side, it looks really good, and it's very stable. So, you know, this is pretty good. However, there's no way this tiny magazine is holding 15 rounds. So, you know, get this extended magazine with a little, you know, wraparound rubber base plate, and it just slides on in. So, yeah, now we have a Left 4 Dead pistol. You know, but actually feasibly possible. And once again, this feels really cool to hold. Nice and stable. It's surprising considering how its barrel's just attached by a singular axle. But you know, as you can probably have already noticed, this is the most modular build I've ever made, with the ability to just swap any part out for any other. It's really cool. It's so cool, I'm actually gonna make a tutorial for you guys. You'll see that on my birthday, though. That's gonna take a while to make. I'll try and get every attachment a tutorial to the best of my ability. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. However, one last thing. It's a tradition. I did it last time. It's about time that we did a firing demo for the 1911s. Let's hop right to it.
We've been going the distance, aiming for the sky, with a secret ambition. It's not our thing to walk the road that's paved. We're not the ones who roam the trail that's blazed. There's a flame in your eye that's igniting mine. I know I've seen it before.
Hey guys, once again, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's builds. I'm surprised I was able to make the same build twice, let alone 3 times. A tri-wield, if you will. You'll get a tutorial on them coming the New Year. Not New Year, friggin'. You'll get a tutorial on them coming on my birthday, so stay tuned. Yeah, like and subscribe, I guess. I don't know how this YouTubing thing works, even though I've been here for 5 freaking years, god. Anyways, I'll see you around with another video or dumb skit. Have a happy New Year.